Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friend and colleague, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So, on Mondays, we always like to have little coffee conversations. And today we're going to be talking to you about a topic that we all can use. I'm going to let my colleague introduce the topic. But before we do that, I just want to remind you, hey, we love having you in this space. We want to give a shout out to all of you watching live and on the replay, and those of you who are in the clubhouse. We love the fact that you take time out of your busy day to spend a little time with us. So we're going to get started here. And Francine, what do you have for us today?
Well, we're going to be talking about the greatest threat to success. Shall I let that sink in a little bit? The greatest threat to success. As I'm opening up this clubhouse.
Okay, and I'm making a banner.
Yeah, so a lot of times people want to know what we need to do to become successful. But I was reading a book over the last week, or actually, I'm going to say listening to a book because that's what I do. And I came across this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the book talks about, let me go over here, is that talks about how small, incremental, everyday routines compound into massive positive change over time. Well, one of the things that stuck out to me, well, there was actually two. There were two big things. And we talked about this on Saturday. But whenever you're reading something, the two things that jump off the page at you, you should be implementing immediately.
Morning, Tim.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we think we got to read the whole book and we got to implement the whole book. Not necessarily. But the thing that sticks out to you and makes you go, those are the things you probably want to put into play. Okay. So the book talks about how small, incremental, everyday routines compound into massive positive change over time. So the first thing that I learned was that big goals shouldn't be your main focus. It should be your systems. You should be utilizing frequent, repetitive actions and systems to help develop habits that stick. Well, if you develop a system, the system is going to get you to the goal. But we've heard that, set your goal and go after your goal. Well, how about make the goal, but after you make the goal, create the system to get to the goal. So you have a goal or you have a desired result. How are you going to get there? The how you're going to get there is probably more important than the actual getting there.
Now, I was looking up the term routine, and it says it is a fixed way of doing things, which is a system, right?
Hey, Tim. Good morning, Tim. Yeah, so it is a system, and I need to talk to you, Tim. I will be reaching out to you. Tim is the dude that will help you. If you are looking to become a really good blogger, then you need to be following Tim Gillette. Just want to say that. I've slacked off on my blogging duties here lately, and I've got to get back. That was inspired by Miss Luana, right?
Yes, we
Hmm.
had her on the other day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So um, we so in the book I was reading, it talked about
Now,
how.
Mark has a comment. He says, as I often say, success is a product of conditioning.
Mhm.
Okay. Mhm.
So the threat, I'm going to get to that second part. Having a system will get you to your goal. So instead of focusing on the goal, so this is one of the two things that I got from this book. Instead of focusing in on the goal, I focus now on the system. The system is ultimately going to get me to the goal. I have an idea, I have a destination in mind, but how I'm going to get there is probably more important. I want to go to New York. Okay, am I taking a bike? Am I going to walk? How am I going to get to New York?
I find this really funny because I know when we first started uh, this chicks, I talked about I need a system, I need a process, and you were like, a process? Why do you need a process? Because a process is the same thing as a system. It tells you when you're going to do something, how you're going to
Mhm.
do it, so that you can hand it to someone else if you have to, and they can proceed from there. I,
And we have a question that says, what book are we
that's
referring
good.
to?
Mhm.
Atomic Habits by James Clear. So the system is going to get me to my destination.
Mhm.
So what is that system all about? So now I'm re-looking at everything. Part of my routine is to read a book a week. Well, if I read a book every week, I'm going to gain some insights and knowledge in whatever it is that I'm trying to study. So
Mhm.
that's part of my system, is to read a book a week, or in my case, listen to a book a week. So the first thing that I learned from that book, like I said, we take whatever jumps off the page, you probably need to put it into effect. So the one about systems jumped off the page. The second thing that jumped off the page was the greatest threat to success. And I was like, what? And so, I was interested, really wanted to know what that was.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody in the audience, what is the greatest threat to success? Put your answer in the chat while we play a little music. It won't be Jeopardy music, but it'll be something StreamYard music. What is the greatest, in your estimation, what is the greatest threat to success? I posed this question in a group that I belong to. I got like all kind of answers. You can leave that up, Terry. It was good.
I'm going to put it in the
Oh, that's fine. Leave it up. That's fine because I'm getting answers. One person says the greatest threat to success is not believing in oneself. Good answer. But there is another that is even more so. That I was like, wow. I mean, it was a big wow too, Terry. Okay, I think that is how much. I don't know how much time that is, but I guess I could have pulled out a timer. Okay, so what I learned was that the greatest success threat to your success, or greatest threat to success, is, drum roll please, boredom.
Mm.
Boredom, boredom. I'm bored because with boredom, you don't stick to your routine because we
Mhm.
get bored of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, which is not good if you're trying to get to the destination that you wanted to get to. You cannot get bored. We must not get bored of doing. Oh, I don't feel like doing that anymore. Because sometimes the motivation is not there. The zing, the wow, I'm gonna jump on it. That's why it is difficult after you come out of a really great conference.
Mhm.
Yeah, boredom is BOREDOM.
Uh-huh.
So when we come out of out of a
That's
great
border.
conference, we go to a conference, we go to a workshop or a webinar, and we learn something, and we're all fired up, and we begin our systems, and we start doing it. We read, or we start on our habits.
Mhm.
We get bored because we don't sometimes see the progress that we want to see. Like right now, I'm working out with a trainer, and she said, you're probably just you're gonna get stronger
Mhm.
before you start seeing anything.
Boredom. Okay. Mhm.
You're gonna get you're going to you're not gonna see a whole lot.
Mhm.
So you know what you're doing is working, but when you don't see results, you know what I'm saying?
Immediately. You don't see immediate
When
results.
you don't see immediate results, you want to give up. Let's take, for instance, the bamboo tree. How long does it take before you even see the tree?
Is it 15 years? What is it?
I think it's 5 years before the actual,
Shoot comes up.
yeah. And then all of a sudden there's this big spurt, but it took a very long time for that. It was doing a lot underground that you couldn't see anything. And so we get bored and it's like, oh, it's not working. We get off the bike. You've been riding the bike for however long you've been riding a bike, and now the bike becomes a fixture for clothes or something because you didn't see what the people were showing you when you were watching the commercials, and everybody's on the bike and they sweating it out, and but you didn't see that immediate result. And sometimes the results are not immediate, and that means you just still need to keep doing what's working. And then we always talk about In and Out.
Mhm.
Here in California, we have a burger place called In and Out Burgers. They sell 4 items,
Mhm.
whereas Jack in the Box sells, I don't know how many items, but
Oh
there's a
my
lot.
God.
So In and Out, they sell a hamburger, not turkey burgers, not bison burgers, not any other, no chicken burgers or nothing. They sell hamburgers. One. Two, they sell French fries. Three, you can get a soft drink or a shake.
Mhm.
So that's 4 items. That's it. You don't get anything else, but they do that same thing over and over. I can get the same service at each location. It is going to be exactly the same. The kids are smiling that work there. I went somewhere else. I'm like, ooh, you don't like that. And the other people did not, the kids were not happy about what they were doing or whatever. But I get the same consistency at every location that I went to.
And they pay well. They pay well. They have good benefits. They have scholarships for the kids.
Mhm.
They take care of their employees. Um,
But it's over and over and over.
mhm.
Every single time you go through there, you're gonna you can get a hamburger without the bun if you want it, but you're still getting hamburger, fries, something to drink. That is
Mhm.
it. That is the system, and that
You
and
get
it,
cheese on your hamburger, but
or
that's
you
not
need
it.
cheese, right?
But you're not gonna get guacamole and bacon and da 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 da. Mm-mm. And I see this. This is very interesting because when you think about recipes for success, those the success is in the routine. However, do you notice that a lot of restaurants are changing their menu constantly because they're trying to figure out what works? And I want to touch on this. One of them is IHOP. I went in there the other day. Now they're trying to be a burger place. After a certain hour of the day, they have all these different burgers, bacon and cheese on it, and guacamole, and yada yada yada. I don't know. There's like 10 different burgers. When the success in most burger places is they serve a burger.
Right. And IHOP is known for what? International
Pancakes.
House
It's the
of
International House of Pancakes.
Pancakes. So why are you trying to sell
I
me a
have no
burger?
idea why they're trying to switch over here. And my thing is, if you're going to switch, maybe you should rebrand yourself.
I'm thinking, because I would not think if I want pancakes, I will go to the International House of Pancakes.
I think because people come in there for dinner and
Well, we would be
or
getting,
lunch. But if I can have breakfast for lunch. I don't know. Somebody decided it was a good
I
idea.
don't know. It seems to me, don't confuse me. You do pancakes. Do pancakes well. Just do the pancakes and do them really good.
Mhm, mhm,
You can do a waffle because it's still in the pancake family, but just do it well. So Mark has a comment.
mhm.
He said, I would say that boredom, albeit the symptom, is not the cause. There are layers underneath that are triggering the disconnect.
And he goes on to say, "I hope, yeah, yeah, they hope it's going to work."
I, I, International House of Pancakes and Burgers, no. You know, stay true to who you are. And see that the thing with the boredom is that we jump for shiny objects. You
Mhm,
have a system, like a proven system, like I'm gonna bring up Tim Gillette again and doing a blog. And
mhm,
Mark does a blog. Mark does a blog every single day. He has a post.
mhm.
He's very consistent with that post. And Mark, how many posts or something that you got going on right now? But there are so many different apps that you can use to create a post. Do I use MailChimp? Do I use Ghost? Do I use Medium? So what happens is that we start jumping,
Mhm.
trying different things, find out what works for you. If Instagram is working for you, just keep posting on Instagram for whatever that post is for your social media stuff. Find the one that works and then stick to that. And then be consistent doing that every day, or whatever your routine is.
Mhm.
And not hopping from, oh, they said this, and then we're chasing that squirrel over there. Now we're chasing this squirrel over
It's
here,
too much.
and then that shiny thing went over there. Find what works, and then use a tool to help you do what works better, but consistently do the thing that you do. And one of the things I was working on is writing every morning. I need to just get up wherever my writing time is, just write. I don't care if it's
Mhm.
2 sentences or whatever. I got to stick to my routine for doing that. And then out from there comes a book because I have written something. Okay, Mark says I have 1,025 active campaigns and 234 pending from my blog. See,
Mhm.
but that comes with doing it all the time. That you're not getting a 1,025 by hopping from platform to platform. He uses a certain platform and a certain way. He has a certain system, right?
Mhm.
When you're starting out, you try things out, But at some point, you got to decide on something and then begin to do it, not just keep. Because as you're bouncing around, you don't have any consistency. Where can we find you? Where can we find the blog or whatever? You have something important to say. We need to hear what you have to say, but we need you to be consistent. You need me to be consistent. Now, we show up here every Monday through Friday, right?
Yes.
And the reason why we do that is because we were watching people who would, oh, I think I'm gonna do my show at 2:00, or they would just come on and expect people to find them. I was like, no, you got to be in the same place. Wait, for all of us who remember Batman, the same bat channel, the same bat time.
Mm-hmm.
You're predictable so that people know where you are. Walmart is predictable. We know Walmart here in town is open 24 hours. If I need to get something in the middle of the night, I expect them to be open. Mm-hmm. And they can't be bored with, oh, we don't feel like opening today. We just, Good morning, Janice. We want to be predictable. In and Out is predictable. Mark Ward is predictable. Mm-hmm. Tim Gillette is predictable. I get a notification from Tim every time he goes live to join in. I may not be able to join in, right, but I got my notification and I have an option to tune in because I got the notification. But what if I didn't get a notification? I'm like, what happened to Tim today? Showing up, being in the same place at the same time, or be where you're expected.
Okay.
And don't get bored with it. We have to have leafy green vegetables and things of that nature. We have to do the taxes. You have to do certain things. And Mark says he uses Missing Letter, which generates drafts for me from my daily blog. I edit, approve, and they post throughout the year. See, he's got a system. So he's not missing the post. He's doing the blogs, but he's got a system. And I think that's where it comes. I was doing some study with my iPad to be more proficient with it, where you can do, I'm learning to use the tools that I have. Instead of buying a new tool, I decided, okay, I have an iPad. Let me just use it, see what it does. It interacts with my Mac and my desktop like I'm using today. And then it interacts with my phone or my
watch
and my Air. So all this stuff talks together. So I can start a project on one thing and continue the project somewhere else. Here's the thing. I just need to be consistent. I learned that I can use notes and capture my thoughts and use the notes, use the tools that I have. Use my notes tool, take down a note, record a thought or what have you, then flesh that thought out in the time that I do my writing, go back and think about that and prepare. But have a system and the tools for the system. What tools do you use to help you get done what you need to get done? I needed to do an edit on something. I needed to create a open for a client. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use the AI. And I'm like, I found it. I was like, wow, this actually works. So all that to say, don't get bored. And in the Bible, it talks about don't get weary in well-doing. Just keep going. Keep going. Who is that? Was it somebody in a race? You can quit, but you win when you keep going and get to the finish line. You can't quit. oh, I don't feel like doing this whole, what is it, 10K, 5K or something. Or the marathon is what, 13.2 miles? I
I
forgot what
don't know. It's
it's
long.
13 something, or is it 26?
I thought
Whatever
it was
it is, a
26
half
in
marathon,
the Olympics.
I think a half marathon is 13 and a full marathon is 26. So the people who run, y'all can let me know. But you can stop, you entered the race, you paid your money.
Mhm.
You can't get bored with the process, right? You cannot get bored with the process of training for the marathon, and or whatever it is that you're doing. You are working through the system. Okay, I got to get up, I got to get prepared, I got to do this, and making those incremental steps, but you continue on. You've seen the athletes who are their system is in place, right? Steph Curry, I think, shoots several hundred shots every day.
Mhm.
And everybody is amazed that he can hit them threes almost without effort. But it's because he's doing it every single day and it has almost become second nature.
It's a routine.
It is a routine. And if he gets bored with shooting the shots, he's not going to be hitting like that.
Mhm.
Mark has a comment. He says, in terms of boredom, what often happens in my experience is that people have not revisited their vision or goals. Life changes, the world changes, we change. You have to continue to revisit and revise. Very well stated. Thank you, Mark. That is the solution to not becoming bored. Revisit and revise. I might bite that, Mark. Revisit and revise.
Mhm.
I have a goal. Okay. Oh, I need to tweak this part of the goal, but I'm looking at it. And that's one of the things that we talk about, imitating the successful people. I know I got something from Brian Tracy, and he talks about write your goals down every day. He says write them. Other people say read them and look at them every day. So you know what I did? Because I have these tech that I took my goals and I send myself a text message automatically every day with my goals on a text. It pops up, so I'm not having to go dig for it. I send myself a text every day with my goals. So now I have no excuse but to read it, because I'm gonna look at a text message. May not
Mhm.
look through an email or may not go open an app, because I had an app that I would go and, okay, go to this app, read your goals or whatever. Having it text to myself, using the tools that
Mhm.
came with my phone, it now will send me a text automatically. And now I can keep the goals in front of me. I can revisit and revise as necessary. Mark says here, if you lose direct connection to the why, you are going through the motions, right?
Mhm.
And the Facebook user here, tell us your name, by the way. This is reminding me also of The Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield.
Mhm. Okay.
Mark says, sometimes the why is, why are these your goals? Often means is confused with the end, which keeps people spinning and unfulfilled.
Mm.
So if you know the greatest threat to your success is becoming bored with whatever it is that you're doing, so let's not be bored. Let's review and let's revisit, revise, and keep moving forward. Because you can be walking. Okay, so if you're trying to walk to wherever you're trying to walk to, you will eventually get there if you keep going, right?
Mhm.
If I'm going to climb Mount Everest, for instance, I can climb Mount Everest as long as I keep taking one step at a time and keep climbing. The moment I stop, I'm not going to make it to the top. I have to keep climbing. I have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Probably need to bundle up because it's going to get colder as you get to the top. But if I just keep moving, I'm going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Many people do not see the success that they are looking for because they just don't keep going. I'm tired. Whatever. And they just jump and like go sit down on a couch or go. And then Mark has another comment. He says, and remain open. Sometimes that dream is a directional signal, not a destination. That is true. You're open to you might need to take I need to take a right here. You know how there's a detour, like you're trying to go here, but there's a detour that you have to take because the road's not finished, the bridge is out, something is going on.
Something's happening.
Right, but you need to take a detour, and it's okay. And if you're still moving toward your goal, you are still moving in direction of the dream. You're moving in direction of the vision that you had. You're constantly moving. It is when you get, I'm tired of doing this, and I don't feel like it, or then you stop and you sit down, and now you are not going to get to your destination because you got bored. You didn't want to. The squirrels eat the same food all the time. The nuts off the tree, right? They're not looking for, I want filleted squirrel. I'm looking for filleted macadamia with garlic sauce or something. They just like, give me the nuts off the tree, and they eat to sustain themselves, right?
That's good. Mm-hmm.
They're not doing a lot and try to dress it all up. We sometimes, I think because we have the power of choice and because we can do different things, we wanted to, you need to eat vegetables. So now you can put salt and pepper wasn't good enough. Now you have to have something else on there to make you eat the vegetables that you should be eating.
Wow.
Mark said, yes, keep it moving. It always pays off, even if you don't see it immediately. The people who win whatever it is that they were trying to win is because they didn't stop.
Okay.
They didn't get bored, or it might have been boring. They might have felt bored, but they still kept moving even though they were bored. So that is my contribution to this conversation today. The book is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is a very good read. How little incremental steps can get you where you need to go. So the two things that stuck out to me about that book was that I need a system, and then I need to do whatever it needs to take so that when boredom hits, I have a remedy in place. When I get bored, just keep moving. Terry, anything you?
I just think that sometimes we need to revisit, refocus, and repurpose some of the things that we have in place. And the other thing is, we make so many suggestions on this show that sometimes I think people get overwhelmed and they give up because, oh, should I try this? Oh, should I try that? I'm glad you said find what works for you and stick with that, because there's always going to be something new. But the question is, if what is working for you works, why would you want to change it? Don't fix it if it's not broke.
Oh, is that a thing?
That's a thing.
And that's our thing for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to BizChicks.net. You can become a part of the BizChicks community simply by texting Biz to 33777. We don't spam, but we will bring you information and things that can help you build a profitable business that's fun to run.
Mhm.
And or you can go to bizchicks.net, become a part of the community. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Put your comments in the, leave us a comment, especially if you found something that worked for you. Tell us what that was, because we would like to celebrate you. Remember to follow someone else here that you may have met coming through, like Tim Gillette or Mark Ward, or Janice Jordan. We just want to say thank you. We will,
Thank you, Mark. Mhm.
tomorrow we will be here with Coach TJ. TJ, all the way from New York City.
Mhm.
She's bringing us some marketing. I was going to say marketing
Strategies.
magic, but
Mhm.
marketing, digital marketing and social media strategies and things, so that you can keep up with what's going on and you can apply these as it works for you. What do you say, Terry? Govern yourself.
Yeah, as the announcements affect you personally.
Yes. So, whatever works for you, take what you need, apply it so that it works for you, so that it takes the hassle out of your hustle and helps you build a profitable business that's fun to run. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye bye, everyone. Have a great day.